Hello, beloved. This is Sister Krista Pettiford, and today I want to talk to you about believing God, part 4, proclaiming the promise. I want to talk about Abraham, who believed God, the Bible said, and left his father's house. God called him Abram, and he left his father's house, and he gave him the promise as Abram, and Hagar had a baby with him because Sarah could not yet believe the promise. But the Bible says that Abraham believed God and God accounted it to him for righteousness. The fact that Abraham was willing to leave his father's house, follow God, and receive the promise was what made him righteous. God took into account his human frailty and said, I'm going to do it anyhow. But what I want to say is that Abraham did not yet proclaim Abraham, his name, the father of many nations, until God told him that I'm changing your name. No longer shall you be called father, you will be called father of many nations. Genesis 17 and verse 5. But the thing is, beloved, is that God had given him the promise. God had told Sarah that she was going to have a baby. He hadn't told her yet. He had told Abraham, and Sarah said, well, I don't have a child, so I'm going to have Hagar have a baby. God had made a covenant with Abraham. God had told Abraham that his descendants would be stuck in Egypt. He had told him all this stuff about the great nation that he was going to become. He had told him that he would give him a child, but Abraham was not ready to proclaim that his name, the name change. He wasn't ready to proclaim the promise. But there came a time, beloved, where God said, now you're ready. I have been speaking to you about this and speaking to you about this, and it took many years, beloved, and I don't know the exact amount of years, but I know many things happened, and Hagar was even able to have a son before God came to Abraham. So it maybe 7 years, maybe 14 years. I don't know the time, but I do know that it took a while. But then the Bible says, not at the beginning, but at the end, right before he was about to do it, God says, now proclaim the name. Now proclaim the promise. Now you're ready to stand flat-footed against that which people say to you, because it's planted in your heart. Even though you don't see it, you're ready to stand up against the opposition when people say you are not that. You can say,